Testing.
Yeah, it's going off. I hear it.
Cool. Okay, if someone from the chat will let me know how well they can hear this voice.
Yeah, I do in some Warhammer and other not chapters, channels too.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Let's
not
do
bad.
it. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and get it started. Welcome everybody who's watching. Today is going to be Season 1 of Heroes, Episode 2, where the subject matter is going to be about the Mount Rushmore of Heroes. Now, just because we say Mount Rushmore does not necessarily mean it only has to be 4 people. For the sake of the argument, it could go up to 6 or more. That being said, I'm going to turn it over to our moderator, Flair.
Thank you for having me. I'm Flair. As you've just heard, I'll be the moderator for tonight. Just keep things clean. We have to decide who goes first, and I would like to flip a coin for that. You may not see it, but you can imagine. And I assure you, this flip is fair. I've made no bribes beforehand. Do you have preferences, heads or tails?
Wolf can go first.
Okay, I was going to go tails.
Go.
I'm flipping the coin.
Click.
Wow, flip a coin. Do what you want.
Heads it is. So that means that Vindran is our first speaker. You may begin.
Hey everyone. Are we like about we have a particular opening? Can we just like start with like a general list, or I think before we get into this, I think we should define what a hero is, because I mean, depending upon definitions or someone's presumptions, the latitude could be pretty high.
Real
maybe we should
fast.
start.
Thank you, Fumbles, for following. Thank you, Frail Girl, for following. And I didn't get to do it last time, but there was another guy who followed last time I didn't get to thank. His name was Gusto Smell. Thank you as well for following. But, to go with what you said, I agree that we should probably define what a hero is.
Me personally, I would like to start with someone who's inspirational or influential for a particular like cause, or like for like a particular cause or ideology. Kind of like, for example, if you look at the Lantern Corps from DC, they have factions for rage, rage, hope, love, lust, basically emotional spectrum, something like that. Someone who could inspire a particular belief or feeling.
Yeah.
For the sake of this debate, I believe it would be easiest to categorize the same way that the comic books do: heroes, anti-heroes, and villains. I guess the main question would be whether we want to allow anti-heroes into tonight's debate.
I would allow it because, I mean, if you look at, for example, the history of Venom, Venom was a villain for a long time, and then he gradually began to shift to an anti-hero, and then with him becoming Agent Venom and having a significantly better host that was a really good match for him, he actually became a hero. I mean, hell, he was the entire reason Null didn't just wipe out the universe or multiverse in this case because of Venom.
For the purposes for
Your
I'm going
mic
to
is
kill
messing up.
myself. Give me a second. Okay,
Of course.
There are easier options, Golem.
I understand.
People you can speak to.
I understand. I'm gonna try. If I have too many problems, unfortunately, I'm going back to the old voice. Now, for argument's sake, as far as for a Mount Rushmore of heroes, could an anti-hero make it to the top of the top? Somebody who used to be a villain, could they truly be as good as like Superman?
I'd argue, yeah, because like for example, Zuko as well, very
Right.
prominent here, very prominent villain in Avatar: Last Airbender, became basically a hero. He helped Aang master, or at least get a good handle on firebending through his own relearning of firebending, because he used his wrath and anger to fuel him. But after he got rid
Hero
of
for
that wrath,
Zuko is kind of a strong word.
I don't know. I in his later years, I would say so. Maybe like during his arc of like changing himself and becoming self-discovery, I would say, with Avatar before his father passed away or got killed. No, he didn't
Right.
get killed. He just got locked up. Anyways, I would say he at that point he'd be kind of like anti-hero. I'd say like maybe later in his years, I'd consider it a hero.
When
Then
he
with the
became the
changes,
Fire Lord, he was a good guy. He was just a good leader for his country, right? But you going from asshole to non-asshole and being mildly helpful doesn't make you a hero. He didn't do anything particularly heroic besides training the Avatar.
it was an example, but I see where you're going.
Yeah. So I wrote down the definition for a hero, and I want to see if you agree with it.
I'm listening.
Okay. A person who is admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. In a modern context, it is also that with who is willing to take risks or make sacrifices in order to help others or achieve a noble goal.
I can agree with that.
Alright, so we can work with that definition. There's also a secondary definition that is a person, like the chief male or female character in a book, play, or movie was typically identified with good qualities and with whom the reader is expected to sympathize.
Main character. I mean, I don't know.
We can just work with the first one, right? Because I think it encompasses what a hero is.
Yeah, like your first statement, I would agree with, like wholeheartedly. Like I've no like quarrels with that at all.
Okay.
Second part, like not so much because you don't necessarily have to be a main character to be a hero. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like for example, a hero could be someone who like, well, not hero, but let's say someone did like sacrifice themselves, but they weren't necessarily like the main like
protagonist.
they weren't the protagonist. Yes, but then maybe they sacrifice themselves for the main protagonist to help, either move along the plot or the story or so on and so forth.
I agree. Because one of the people who I have from my recommendations, well, not necessarily a recommendation, he's more like an honorable mention,
Mm-hmm.
is he fits that cap, he fits what you're saying, basically.
Who?
I'm not recommending him for the list, but an honorable mention would be Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah. My Lord of the Rings not that great. So
Samwise
So
Gamgee basically ended the war.
oh damn.
to clear it up for the audience, for example, someone like Piccolo would be viable for picking for the list, while on the other hand, someone like Deadpool wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
No.
Deadpool could. No,
No,
okay,
no,
okay.
no.
I'll stop. I'm sorry, Colin. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, he's my hero.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So, with that definition in mind,
Do you think we could get maybe like a command in chat for like exclamation point hero to have that definition there?
I'm gonna love
Or
with you.
exclamation point hero?
I don't know how to do that.
No. But never mind.
My apologies. It's my second stream.
You go. It's the learning curve. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
All right,
So,
then. Can we get your first entrant?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. This might be a bit too classical, but I think Spider-Man.
I agree.
Like, I feel like if he's not on there, we're doing something wrong. Or like if I don't if I don't advocate for him, then I feel like I'm doing something. Because I don't care who you are. If you think of hero, you're thinking Spider-Man. At least. Like, if you don't know comics, even people that don't know comics, be like, hey, name a hero. Spider-Man's on that list. Spider-Man, Superman, like they're on that list for sure. Batman,
Yeah.
like he's so iconic. And the thing is, I want to preface this too, not just Peter Parker Spider-Man. I mean Spider-Man as a concept.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. To be honest, there's some kind of gimmies on the list that, like,
Yeah,
they're gonna clearly be on the list. Superman, Spider-Man. Now, depending who you are, you could argue Wonder Woman, but I think she belongs on the list.
I feel like okay. How about this? I think the Trinity. Well, no. Yeah, I guess the Trinity of the Justice League would be on there.
Now, this is where it's gonna get a little spicy. I'm not sure if Batman goes on the list.
Yeah, but I'm willing to substitute Batman with the Flash.
Fuck no.
What?
We can argue about the Flash,
Okay.
because, don't get me wrong, I think that the Flash, well, before we actually get into the heroes, we have to discuss the criteria that gets you on the list,
Okay.
right? Because
Yeah.
there's certain things that, if you're talking about the Mount Rushmore of heroes, we're also not just talking about being heroic, right? We're also talking about being iconic, as well as notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to almost any foreign country, they know who Superman is. I cannot say the same thing about the Flash.
I'll give you that one.
And don't get me wrong, I think that Barry is a super nice person. I think he's a great actual hero. I just don't know if he would make the Mount Rushmore above, like, some of the other people. You know what I mean?
Actually, I didn't know this until recently, but the Flash that you and well, that we probably grew up watching, was not Barry Allen. That was Wally West.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Wally West is actually more iconic than Barry because we grew up watching Wally
Hmm.
that entire time. No one, I didn't know that because growing up, I just thought Flash was Flash. But like as I started to dig, we grew up watching Wally West.
That's actually true. I remember.
Barry is actually recent, and come to find out, Wally, I would say, although he's not iconic, I think he's of all the members of well, not all the members of DC, but like when it comes to sacrificing themselves in DC, he truly sacrificed himself to points where he was forgotten by time.
Hmm.
Like literally, do you guys remember the Button? Or ever heard of it? DC.
No.
Basically, it was DC's way of bringing in the Watchmen into the DC universe because they're actually in the same universe, and they used Wally West to do it because there was a Button that came from the guy named I think his name was a Button or something else, but basically Doctor Manhattan placed it to where Batman would find it, and when the Flash touched it, it actually helped him remember Wally because he was seeing Wally, but he couldn't remember who he was. Come to find out, Dr. Manhattan displaced Wally West through time because he knew if he didn't, his plans couldn't succeed. So he
Hmm.
literally displaced Barry. That and Wally actually got displaced because of the crisis. So there's
Yeah.
a few things that actually displaced him through time.
Interesting.
So for
CW
sacrifice, he's
Flash,
definitely
is
done it.
that Barry or is that Wally?
I want to I mean, I would say Wally, but once again, I think the Flash is more of a title, not a person. So I think the Flash as a whole would be there, kind of like Spider-Man. It's not Peter Parker, although he is the most iconic. Like there are other members there are other Spider-Man slash Flash that have done outstanding things.
Right. Okay. Needless to say, I don't think the Flash makes it personally. What about Supergirl? She's not on the list. She's not gonna make the
Sorry,
list.
she's not. I'm sorry.
She's not iconic. She's basically a clone of Superman for girls. But so going based off of that, as far as like the notoriety and the definition, Superman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman. Do you agree with Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman. I mean, hmm. I mean, I personally like Wonder Woman. I think she's fucking badass. But as far as like iconic, unfortunately, like hot take here, don't at me. But I feel like people use Wonder Woman to try and like do girl power stuff, which I don't care either way. But I think they push her too much because I think people forget how dangerous she actually is. Like of all the members of Justice League, she's the last one I'd really want to fight, especially in like a blood rage. She's the last one. But yeah, no, she's not like that iconic per se. As much as I do
Well,
like her.
here's why I disagree with you. Wonder Woman is basically the blueprint for every, or not every, but a lot, like a staggering amount of female superheroes. The same way Superman is a blueprint for a staggering number of
Oh yeah.
heroes.
Well, yeah, he was.
Wonder Woman
I
is
mean,
the blueprint for a lot of females in the same way.
I
Plus,
could give you that.
she's been around for a very long time. Her comics are also incredibly popular. She has a popular TV show. She has popular movies. Wonder Woman has always been very up there with Superman.
I've never really seen her. I think I saw one of her. I don't know.
Mm,
Don't hold me to that.
well, it's fine, right? Not every superhero's everybody's cup of tea, but
No, I like her. It's just no. I mean, I'm not. It's not a hard no for me. Like you could like persuade me. I'm not dying on that hill.
I
You know?
was making an attempt to persuade you. I think that you really have to look at her numbers, and not just her numbers, but the length of time in which she's been at the top when it comes to female heroes. Like if you went to anybody and told them to name 5 female heroes, even if it was in a foreign country, it could be in bumfuck Africa, like some fucking small country nobody knows about, and they'd be like, well, Wonder Woman, click, yeah, I can be Wonder Woman.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Alright, so we have 3. Just to make sure we're clear.
A short recap for the audience. There is agreement on both parties on Spider-Man and Superman, and the first divergence that we have seen is Vindran believes that the Flash should be up there, and Golem believes that Wonder Woman should be up there.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we've come to the conclusion that we're going to put Wonder Woman on there.
Yeah.
So that makes 3.
But I will say, if you want to talk about iconic in like particular ways, you can't be a speedster. You can't like speedsters and not know the Flash.
That's not true. I would say Sonic the Hedgehog before the Flash.
Probably, maybe. I don't know Sonic that well, so I've.
But you have heard of him.
Yeah, because like kid stuff. I heard of Sonic and Flash when I was a kid, so to me, it's like, eh. I just know my knowledge of one is greater than the other. That's probably why.
I understand. Let's go through the rest of the list and circle back to the Flash. Oh Lord Jesus. Okay. The next person off my list might also be a little bit difficult, but I'm gonna try. Sailor Moon.
I don't know anything about her.
Sailor Moon is the first and probably the most iconic magical girl in existence. Every magical girl that exists in anime today is based off Sailor Moon. And I don't know how much anime you watch, but
Not a lot.
there's a lot, and I mean a fucking lot of magical girl anime. How are you
Once again, my
feeling?
knowledge of, once again, my knowledge of her, it's like literally just name and sounds familiar. Like if you show me a picture of her, I probably couldn't tell you.
There's a part of me that doesn't believe that.
What? Like I've heard of her, but I just don't like.
Like, you're telling me that if you saw a magical girl with blonde hair, you wouldn't be like, oh, Sailor Moon.
I haven't seen her in like years. I couldn't fuck tell you, man.
I mean, come on, like, I'm trying to think of what you're kind of saying and why it's really hard for me to believe that. Because you saying, oh, well, I wouldn't be able to pick up Sailor Moon out of a lineup is like me saying, like, Let me think of a good example.
Wait, didn't Death Battle have something like? Didn't Death Battle have her in like one of their things?
I
It
couldn't
was like
possibly
Beerus
tell you. I
versus.
stopped watching Death Battle a long time ago.
I watched it for like pitching giggles. They had like Beerus versus some chick, and I think they mentioned Sailor Moon. I could be wrong, but I just remember Beerus beating the shit out of some chick.
It would have to be him because Sailor Moon is probably one of the most powerful people in anime. That's not literally a god.
I see, but I don't know.
But
But yeah, I just,
Ronald McDonald. That's like me seeing a picture of Ronald McDonald and being like, I haven't seen him in a long time. Where it's like, you know who the fuck he is, right?
oh, that's not a rhetorical question.
That was more of a challenging statement. I don't believe you don't know who that is.
I know the name, but face, couldn't tell you.
The question is, does she belong on the Mount
I mean, I don't
Fro
know
Girl?
anything.
I don't know who Maple is.
What's up?
Fro Girl in the chat said if we're going anime, what about Maple? And I don't know who the hell that is.
I don't know who that is.
Moderator.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Already on it.
my extent of knowledge of anime is to like the big three.
Okay. Just for
Maple.
clarification. Oh, go ahead.
Maple is the main character of the popular anime I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I'll max out my defense. It follows a girl who plays an MMORPG and
I've
only
seen
puts
it.
points into her defensive stat.
Yeah, I've seen it before now that you say that. I didn't know her name was Maple. Fro Girl, I need you to understand the point of the debate. We're talking about the Mount Rushmore of Heroes. You're talking about a little girl who plays video games and maxed out her defense. Moderator, I'm
Yeah,
gonna need
like-
you to time out Fro Girl for 15 minutes.
No, no, no. But yeah, no, Maple's
Can
not
I
going on that
also
list.
time out Virzu for saying that Saturn isn't the best sailor?
I mean, haven't seen that one.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's fine.
but what I was gonna say, well, Versus said Mars is the best, which is kind of wild. Saturn is definitely top tier in my opinion. But I could just be biased. But to put it in perspective, Sailor Moon globally is bigger than Dragon Ball Z.
If you had a counter character, Vindrin, now would be the time to place your entry.
Sailor Moon. I think some of the characters I know of might not be iconic. So like, because there's some people I could have put on the list, but I just ignored it because iconic. I want to say, as far as like, since we're going like a bit of an anime route, I'd say Rock Lee.
If you said Mike Guy, you may have had our point. But Rock
I mean,
Lee,
I'd take either. be honest, because I mean, to me, they're basically the same. Just one's older and younger, but they're
I don't,
both just really good.
I don't categorize people in Naruto as heroes.
Doesn't mean they're not.
It doesn't mean they are either, right? They're soldiers that got into a war and fought in a war. If that's the case, we can also put policemen and firefighters on the list.
I wouldn't be opposed to
I would.
it. uh,
So the idea that anybody, and I mean anybody, on Naruto gets on the list, to me is unreasonable. That's the same reason, even though this person is great, I wouldn't put Master Chief.
he is pretty iconic. Oh no,
What?
he is pretty iconic. Man, no man.
Don't get me wrong, I agree. But at the end of the day, he's just a soldier doing his job.
I mean, if that's the case, then Wonder Woman can get on there. Wouldn't get on there because she's a soldier too. At the end of the day,
Well, not in her heroic capacity. She left her island where she was a soldier and went out to actually save people and refugees and actually help people of her own free will. You can't give me you cannot
She
give
went
me a
back.
case where Master Chief does the same.
But she went back.
So
Still a soldier.
it doesn't make any sense.
Go down.
Did you read much? When she went back, did she stay back, or does she still go and save people outside of Themyscira?
Question.
You don't
My
know,
lore on her is not that strong.
but you brought it up.
I know.
Right. So, here's what I'm gonna do to make everyone's life a little bit easier. I should have kind of just listened to our moderator before we started the stream. I'm gonna list people that I think should go on the list. Thank you, Chocolate773, for following. But I'm just going to name everybody on my list, and we can discuss who goes. And if you have people you want to add, we'll just discuss it that way.
Sure.
Superman, we already said. Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, Sailor Moon, Hercules, Batman. All Might is a maybe, like a very small maybe. He's not nearly as iconic, but he has sacrificed a great deal for heroism. Link from Legend of Zelda, Gilgamesh, and that's it.
Gilgamesh. Who's Gilgamesh?
Gilgamesh.
When I think Gilgamesh, I think Devil May Cry.
Gilgamesh is the oldest recorded hero in any folklore. He's from the Epic of Gilgamesh, I believe.
I don't know his lore.
That is correct. It was a Sumerian epic, which that is the oldest known civilization.
So the only reason why I said him is because he was first, right? When it comes to heroes, he literally was first. So that's the only reason I even mentioned him at all.
That's it.
Vindrin, would you like to state any entrants?
Thor. Who else? I thought about Jackie Estacado, but he's not really iconic.
Who is
And
that?
the Darkness.
He's
He's like anti-hero. When I think about it, it's like, nah, he's more anti-hero.
doesn't he eat people?
So,
And even
I don't know. I mean, he technically eats like their hearts, but it's not really him. It's more like the entity. There's a bit of a there is a distinction between the two.
I think we would have to have a whole separate debate on whether or not this dude is an anti-hero. Well, thinking about it,
He's an anti-hero. He's an like he's. I'd say he's an anti-hero.
isn't his goal to take over the world?
No, it's not actually. His goal is to actually to prevent the darkness from taking over the world, which is why he doesn't have offspring. Because if he were to have offspring, and the offspring were to reach the age of 21, the darkness could jump from him to his offspring because it's basically family bound.
I see.
Which is why the darkness can't kill Jackie or let him die, because if the darkness dies, darkness loses its host. Because even in the game Darkness 2, it talks about how like it can't let you die, that Jackie, because once again, if it does, it disappears. But he also keeps it in check as well, because there are
Simply
multiple times where
fumbles. That he is evil incarnate. This comic is called Darkness. You are a mafia man who kills everyone in your way.
eh, eh, he could do worse. I will say that.
Let me ask you a
But
question.
he has gotten better significantly.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Who has he saved?
Um, Technically, his planet and like
No,
life
that's not how
itself.
that works.
No, because there are others who have lost control of the darkness and it consumed them. He's one of the few hosts, actually, in his entire lineage that has actually been able to subdue the darkness, even such to an extent that after the incident with his uncle in the first Darkness game, he hadn't used the darkness for over like 4 or 5 years. And like
Right,
even when he didn't use it, people were still a bit concerned about him, because they're like, yeah, no, that thing could pop out anytime, because he
right.
just showed up to his uncle's house and just decimated things.
Yeah. Okay. You dodged my question a little bit, or you obfuscated. I need you to tell me specifically in his game, because he still has.
I'm not saying he doesn't have baggage. He has lots of baggage.
Holy shit! Thank you, Green Queen, for your subscription. Um, I need you to tell me in his game, has he saved people? Period. No.
Maybe.
The answer is no. And you know it's no. If you have to think
No,
about it, it's no.
no, because I haven't played the game in a hot minute. That's the thing.
I don't remember the game completely, but I think if I was trying to pass this person off as a hero, I would be able to tell you if he saved people, and not in a general sense like, oh, I have the devil in me, so I jumped in a volcano. I mean like, hey, old lady, let me help you cross the stream. If he did it, he'd eat her brains.
The way you said that, anyway, it sounds funny. I don't know.
Also, the gusto smell. I think that the Hulk has the iconic factor. Like a lot of people know who the Hulk is, but he's not a hero. Not in my eyes. He's a natural disaster.
I mean, that's the best way to describe him. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the
that's
thing.
how people describe him in Marvel. Like that's the worst part about it. It's like,
That's
yeah,
the
no, he's a
thing.
fuck. Like, where he shows up, it's like, fuck, get the thing.
Exactly. Because
And
if
even
he
the
gets
thing
mad
is just like,
enough,
no.
what's that?
No, I was gonna say, like, even when the thing showed up to fight the Hulk, even the thing was like, fuck me. Like, he didn't want the job, but that's his job.
Exactly.
It's like,
Because
uh,
if he gets mad enough, nobody's stopping him.
like,
Good
Hulk.
guys, bad guys, you're all gonna get your ass kicked badly.
Yeah, I mean, even like,
He is a
well, I'm not gonna say the
disaster.
weakest.
He's a
No, no, he
natural
is. I'm not
disaster
denying
like a
that.
hurricane.
I mean, as much as I like the Hulk, Planet Hulk was him showing that. That's one of the few times Banner and Hulk worked together, and they decimated the superhero community. I
Exactly.
mean, it got to a point to where even Ghost Rider showed up, tried throwing hands, and like the human side got knocked out. The vengeful side woke up, was like, "I'm not having this." He just left.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like the vengeful side looked at what Hulk was doing and said, "Yeah, no, you're in the right," and then he left. But like even then, Doctor Doctor Strange saw that shit and was like, "Fucked." Ugh. I don't know, man.
just to
But there,
say this to Green Queen, Spider-Man punched the Hulk into orbit. Green does not always win.
well, to be fair, when he did that, he did have the power of the microverse.
I'm aware.
I feel like that's a one-off.
Mm,
I'd say it's an outlier. Now, if he had like the Venom suit now, that's feasible, yes. But like your typical Spider-Man hitting Hulk, that he'd hurt himself.
we're getting a little bit off topic, and we
Yes,
only
we are.
have roughly about half an hour.
That
So,
being said, if we're satisfied with our entrance, we should start refining to hopefully come to an agreement. The first that we have not spoken about yet is Thor.
Thor was not on my list.
It
No,
was
he's not.
on
Indra.
Vengeance.
Okay, make your argument for Thor.
When you think of, I mean, more from like a Norse standpoint, but like when you think of war and battle, Ares, Hercules, and Thor just are the main people that you just think of, like running into battle and just decimating your foes. And I think Thor, when I say Thor, I mean mostly Norse Thor. But I mean, if you want to throw like Marvel Thor in there, go for it. But Norse Thor was just astounding. Although most of my knowledge of Thor is Marvel, but I'm aware that Marvel Thor is based off of Norse Thor, but they changed him out significantly. Like the appearance of Norse Thor significantly drastic than like Marvel comics. But
I agree with you to some extent about Thor in Norse mythology. I did a lot of research on Thor before the debate because I considered him. The problem is, I don't think we can put gods on the list, especially
I,
gods whose job it is to do that kind of stuff, right?
I mean, is it really his job?
Yes.
I thought he just did it for fucking fun, honestly.
No.
Because Norse and war just go together, like Spartans and ass kicking. Like they
Yeah.
just go
Don't get
hand
me
in hand.
wrong. Thor did a lot for people, but he was a sky god, and he did provide a lot of rain and things like that. He got married to the goddess of wheat, which allowed a lot of people to flourish as a result of their combined power. He did defend Midgard. He also defended Asgard. he was definitely top tier when it came to Norse gods. But again, that was kind of just his job.
Hmm.
That's the thing. I personally don't think we can put gods on the list of heroes. Because even if you decided to help people, it's at no risk to yourself. You're a god. You're ultimate. There's no,
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I don't know.
you're
'Cause
not really
even like,
heroic for helping people as a god. You're just benevolent.
I don't know.
I mean, am I making sense?
Hmm.
If I had all the
I don't know.
powers in the universe, and I looked at a planet, and I said, I think I'll make it rain just to help these people out. They look thirsty. Did I help them? Yes. But I didn't save them in the same way that a superhero saves people from danger. I'm just helping these people because I can. Because I'm bored.
Hmm. Hmm. I guess.
Is that a matter of agreement on no for Thor?
I don't particularly care. It's not the hill I'm going to die on.
But I guess no.
That being said, the next on the list is Hercules.
Now, Hercules, in the story of Hercules, the original Hercules, he spent most of his life and all of his feats as a regular person. When he did his labors, he actually went around, saved like a lot of people, a lot of heroic deeds, helped people all over the country, and not just in Greece, but also in Africa. And then at the end of his life, did he then ascend into godhood? And those labors he put upon himself, he didn't have to, because everybody knew that Hera was the one who cursed him. No, he's not a god. He didn't become a god until later, which is my point. I don't care if you come from the divinity, meaning you're a demigod, or you got blessed by a god, or something like that. But just a god with ultimate power, I don't think can be on the list. Hercules did it as a regular person first. Storm couldn't be debated, but personally, we didn't put her on the list. Because I don't think she's that iconic, to be perfectly honest. I think she's a great hero. But Storm, I wouldn't put her on the Mount Rushmore. We have thousands of heroes and only 6 spots. Storm is not getting there.
Yeah, no, she's not, unfortunately.
But yeah, like I was saying, Hera, everybody knew that Hera is the reason why Hercules killed his family. She cursed him with madness and made him kill his family. He knew that and still wanted to be punished because he felt bad and chose to help people for many years before eventually ascending into godhood for his heroism. Opponent.
You say something?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a response.
No, I agree. Pretty up there.
But does it go on the list?
Hmm. Who is messaging me? A lot of people. I mean, how I mean, it's Hercules. I mean, you can't think strength and not think Hercules. Like, even like amongst Marvel's like top hitters, Hercules is on that list. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, no, he's on the list.
Yes, I think even in DC, where they have the gods, he was definitely freakishly strong.
Yeah, Hercules do fucking hands. I think. Yeah, even when Hulk was having his little fucking tantrums, he, he tried stepping to one of the gods, particularly Hercules, and he just was not having. He's like, "Oh, you're cute," and whooped upon him. He was like, "Oh, okay." That, and there was a time when I think yeah, Zeus was fucking with the Hulk at one point. That was fucking hilarious. He's like, "Oh, you're interesting." I mean, the whole two
Personally,
Norse gods and Greek gods aren't like they're not concerned per se. Like they see him amusing, but they're not concerned.
I want you to know, Verzi, if I had to choose between Wonder Woman and Hercules, it'll be Hercules. If you think Wonder Woman is iconic, hundreds, if not thousands of years of Hercules makes it more iconic. Nobody
Oh yeah,
knows
you
who
have chat.
Xena is. Hold on.
I'm on it.
I'll make you a deal. No, don't do it.
Okay.
If either of these two can tell me who Xena is, I'll put her on the list.
I guess she's not going.
Yeah,
Exactly.
she's not getting up there.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Nobody knows who Xena is. We're referring to Xena Warrior Princess, who's also a demigod if I'm not mistaken. She was very popular in the 90s. She had a TV show and her own video game. But just like her video game, she died.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just like is a strong word. Xena couldn't fly. Xena didn't really have anything good going about her. Of all of the gods' children, Xena was probably on the bottom. I mean, if you think about it, I think Perseus was also rumored to be Zeus's son. We all know who Perseus is for the most part. We don't know who Xena is.
I only know Perseus from Perseus Jackson. That could be something entirely different.
That is not the same guy.
Yeah, so yeah.
With Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson was the son of Poseidon.
No.
Perseus was the guy who cut off Medusa's head.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Though she was not, we saw her exploits to her own personal TV show, Xena Warrior Princess, where it shows us all of her rolling deed after she decided to turn away from evil. I can't edit comments. I could just make you all say what I want you to say if that was the case.
Well, someone that we know and happens to currently be in the running for having their face carved in the proverbial mountain is Batman.
I think that Batman definitely has iconic status. He's a great hero. You know what? I'm not even gonna argue Batman. I thought about it at first because Batman has self-destructive tendencies, and he doesn't really get rid of his villains, like he should anyways.
Yeah, of all the people like in DC that have like dangerous as fuck villains, he has the most dangerous ones. One of, and he just lets them just keep kicking about. It's like,
That's my issue. But I can't deny what he's done. He's also the person who started the Justice League. So he saved the world so many times. I can't really argue against Batman. So let's get a quick recap. Who do we have on the list?
On
That's
the list
going
currently,
on.
sans Batman, we have Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Hercules. There are 2 places remaining.
I think I have something wrong.
I think we also said, wait, are we
These are the
missing
confirmed
Sailor Moon?
heroes. I don't believe you came to an agreement on Sailor Moon because Vindran does not know about Sailor Moon.
I know her in name only. That's really about it.
But then I
I don't know.
Okay, let's argue Sailor Moon then. I think she belongs on the list.
Okay.
Let's do it this way. We'll save Sailor Moon for the last spot, and if Vindran can think of something that could persuade you to change your mind, then we'll talk about it there. But we still do have an extra slot to think about.
If that's the case, do you have somebody?
I thought about Captain America, but then I was like,
No.
yeah, I know. Hmm. Hmm.
If you don't have someone,
Maybe like Iron Man. Maybe.
Iron Man is self-destructive. He's a drunk, a womanizer, and most of the time, he ends up causing more issues than he solves.
I don't know.
I mean, he thinks that he's paranoid, basically, right? He wants to put armor around the world. Don't get me wrong. I think he's, if you're like counting a good hero, my issue with him is that he has way too many faults.
Hmm. Hmm.
The chat seems to want to put an X-Man on there, but the problem is the X-Men are a lot of the X-Men I wouldn't even really consider heroes. Like, they're like police in a way, where it's like, sure, you help people in your own community, like they're like neighborhood watch because I've never seen them help humans.
I mean, they did kind of go through a phase where they were just entirely hunted down, and they're like, "Fuck this noise."
Don't get me wrong, I think they're
Which is why they made
justified.
Coco. Which is why they made Cocoa.
Jean
They
Grey
actually,
is the exact same thing as the Hulk. She is a
fuck
natural
no.
disaster.
She is not going on there.
Absolutely not.
Like, do you realize? Like, I don't know. Like, it was all. It's like I'm not reading chat. I have it open. But like, Jean Grey was the entire reason that like the X-Men killed each other or started killing each other. I don't know if you guys know about the Phoenix Egg and basically splitting
Hold
the
on for a
Phoenix
sec.
Force power. Okay.
I'm sure what you're about to say is a very good story about Jean Grey, but we're kind of tight on time. We have to stay on topic.
Okay. Point is, she caused the X-Men to damn near kill each other. So no, good.
No, they're not.
What?
She says Phoenix and Jean Grey are two separate people in one body.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
You're an idiot if you think that. Anyways, no, you're not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. Anyways.
Professor X, even though he's a good person, he doesn't fit your criteria version of iconic enough. I feel like we are arguing with the chat at this point.
Yeah, come on.
Rogue is
No.
no, he's not iconic enough.
What about someone from the Fantastic Four?
Hold on for a second.
Yep.
The reason why I kind of want to be all-encompassing in regards to the list. I wanted to get, because we're not just talking about Marvel and DC, right? We're talking about all heroes across all platforms. I wanted to make sure we had a hero from anime, from Marvel, from DC, and I also wanted to make sure we put somebody from the games, which is why I mentioned Master Chief. But in reality, I think Link from Legend of Zelda should be on the list.
I mean, I know who Link is, obviously, fucking Zelda. I don't know his lore as much, except for from, like, the games, and still even some of those I'm iffy on. But like, I could see it. Like, just from what I know about Link, like, you could go up there.
A short aside, Link is destined to forever reincarnate to fight the same guy and save the world over and over again. He is trapped, and yet he still prevails.
Legend of Zelda has a very deep lore. I could literally talk about it for a very long time. But, if you have to say their name, okay. Hold on for a second, I can't remember. Vindrum.
So,
Moderator.
Blair?
Yes.
Do you see the name that Fro Girl just put in the chat?
I'm not reading chat. Like, I don't even have it up right now.
Yes, I do.
Without Googling it, do you know who that is?
No.
What's the name?
Yogiri Takato.
Who? Oh,
Exactly.
anime. No clue. No
Exactly.
Anime.
That's my point.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna ignore chat for a bit so we can kind of finish this discussion. Like I said, Link has a very deep lore, but he's probably one of the most iconic heroes in video games. besides
Oh yeah, for sure.
or Mario himself, which I don't count really. He
What
was
about
just trying to get
Samus?
some girls.
Yeah.
I don't really count
Listen, I
you
think.
saving one person as being a hero.
Listen, man, Poon is Poon. Like you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
I mean, sure, right, but I'm not putting you on the top cast of heroes because you saved one person.
He was a princess. Could do good. Yeah, and I'm not dying on the hill. I don't give a shit about Mario. He's
We're
not
gonna talk about
like.
Mario. We're talking about Link.
Oh yeah, we can put Link on there. Okay, I agree.
Okay.
Okay. So then we have Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman, Hercules, Link from The Legend of Zelda, and the de facto sixth place will be Sailor Moon if Vindrin does not have a counterpoint.
I mean, I don't. Once again, I don't know. Feeling like that, so I have no fucking clue.
Is there someone else you would like to bring up in Sailor Moon's stead?
I'm gonna get away from that. Yeah, more. Hmm.
Let's try to go with my theme if you're kind of okay with
You
it.
broke up. What'd you say?
I said let's try to go with my theme a little bit. Just if you're okay with it. I don't mind having multiple people from multiple sources, but just indulge me for a bit. Can you think of another anime character that's a better hero?
I mean, I don't watch anime like that, so I mean, like you ask, it's a very small pool. So I don't know. Like I don't know anime like that.
If that's the case.
Hear me out, right? Hear me
Okay.
out. Hear me out. Dragonborn.
Dragonborn from Skyrim.
Yes.
Tell me the Dragonborn's name.
Who are you?
Now, let me ask you another question. How many
might be done with
cities
Skyrim.
have you destroyed?
In Skyrim?
Yes.
My playthroughs are pretty chill. I don't really destroy cities per se.
If I may,
I just
I can
I just
never go back to Solitude.
damn.
Exactly. I've destroyed
You can't.
Solitude, Farcreath, Dawnstar, hell, Whiterun. I'm wanted in so many damn cities in Skyrim. It's insane. They don't have
But
to
for
worry about
Cognac.
Alduin. They have to worry about me.
That's why. You know, my playthroughs consist of me just like running around as a werewolf and just killing bandits. Fun.
Right.
Because
Well,
why not?
the
I
reason
think the
why
story of like I think the story of like a Dragonborn is like pretty like nice. Saving the world, like fucking Alduin and going through different trials. It's pretty nice.
I don't think that the Dragonborn is nearly as iconic as he should be to be on the list.
Hmm.
Like, if you went to Mexico and you went into the streets of Mexico and you said, hey, do you know who the Dragonborn is? Or Superman? People aren't going to be like, oh, I know them equally. You know what I mean? Plus, it's not really an actual person.
Yeah, I'm just yeah. Hmm. Hear me out, Berserk.
No, he's not a hero.
Come on, he does pretty good. He does best. Let's try it.
Vengeance,
Yes.
no.
Come on. What's one bad thing he's done?
Is that a trick question?
Well, I'm asking you.
He is the closest thing to the spirit of vengeance in anime today. He's not
I mean,
really a
is-
hero.
I mean, is vengeance really that bad? I mean, like,
Yes,
I don't know. They could
vengeance
push you to
begets
some good ways.
vengeance. If that's the case, why not with the Punisher?
I mean,
No.
that was on my list.
You didn't have a list.
It's in my head. It's on my list.
Bro, you should have really kind of just wrote some of these things down. Punisher's not going on the list. He's not really a hero. He's barely an anti-hero. The things that he's done to people puts him
Oh, fair
almost in
enough.
villainy. Same thing with the Guts.
Mm. I don't know. I think Punisher is a bit more chaotic than God. Because even like certain heroes look at Punisher like, I don't know. I don't- they get a bit.
Where, so in all seriousness, do you have somebody who you think deserves the last spot over Sailor Moon?
Hmm. I'd say, no, kind of his job. I wouldn't say the guy from that varies from you. Hmm. Too sure. I bring up like Legacy of Kain. That's not like super. Game was fun.
I don't know what that is.
Legacy of Kain's a whole like vampire series. Vampire series. Edward?
We're gonna end the debate in a minute. You did not say Edward.
I'm not actually gonna put Edward up there. God no. God no. I just thought vampires, and I was like, oh yeah, Edward's a thing. Unfortunately.
Fursu
Man,
made a point that Sailor Moon created a genre of anime, which she did. Like I said, she literally started Magical Girls in anime, which is intensely popular all over the world. If you've ever been to a Comic-Con and saw fat chicks dressed up in magical girl outfits, then you know how popular she is. I'm gonna say something mean, but I'll change my mind. Final decision time.
yeah, go for it, put it on there.
Okay, that finalizes the list for tonight's debate. The final picks are Spider-Man, Superman, Wonder Woman, Hercules, Link, and Sailor Moon.
To some of the people in the chat who's complaining about the X-Men, I want you to really think about it in your heart of hearts. I want you to think about a superhero from the X-Men who's as iconic or close to as Superman globally. And is as heroic, has saved countless lives of not just mutants, but people, like normal, regular people who are not mutants. I do not believe you can name me an X-Men like that. Alright, Green Queen doesn't know what she's talking about if she thinks that Link is not freakishly popular, one of the best-selling games of all time.
In the chat's defense, I will say that if this were a list of the coolest heroes, Gambit would definitely be on there.
Okay, so also, if you think that Hercules is less iconic than the X-Men, you might be an idiot. You're talking about the guy who's been in myth and legend for hundreds of years over X-Men created in the 80s. You're on drugs. There are statues in real life about Hercules. Real life in countries where people used to worship him for real. That's like saying X-Men is more iconic than Jesus. It's stupid. And in Greek mythology, Hercules is known as the greatest hero in the Pantheon period. And don't say crap about Percy Jackson. I did research on Percy Jackson, and this dude is basically fan fiction. He didn't actually exist in Greek mythology. Legion is a villain. You know who Legion is? Vindron.
Oh shit! You mean the Gaver's crazy fucking son? Yes.
Yeah, she over here like
God no!
Oh wait, he's a villain.
No!
He's a bad guy.
No! I want you to think about that. Legion was Xavier's exception. That was his darkest secret. His son that he kept at the bottom of the fucking ocean base, and he locked away because he was petrified of what would happen if he got out. God no, he's not going on there.
Exactly.
If he did get out, it caused fucking problems. God no. Why would you go on that list? You're an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
You time them out.
I can't. I'm not going to do that. If I can give him a Green Queen has already had a warning because she types in the chat at all caps. So if I time her now, she might get more consequences than I want her to have.
You can always lift it. We had no Legion. Legion's not going on.
Now, hold on for a second. Verosutu said something very, very interesting. He said Sun Wukong over Hercules.
Sun Wukong. Is that? It sounds like Mortal Kombat.
Sun Wukong. The Monkey King. The person Goku's based off of. Is he a hero, though?
I would no. I mean, no, I would. No.
That would be a debate on its own. Journey to the West was a satire of Tao and Taoism. So all of the tasks that he went through, given to him by the Buddha, could be discussed at length.
That's true. I might have to bring verses long about that one. But you people are arguing with me about Hercules, but Hercules is one of the most well-known heroes in existence. I want you to think about it for a minute. I will put whoever you want on the list if their story lasts 1,000 years. How about that? See you in the century of our millennia. Sun Wukong, the argument could be made. You know what? We might have to have an actual separate debate in regards to who's more iconic between Sun Wukong and Hercules. Because you're not going to convince me, especially not right now, that Sun Wukong is more popular. Just because he had a game that came out recently doesn't mean anything. I think Hercules has had like a freaking movie come out every 10 years.
It is about time to wrap up.
The Phoenix is not a hero. Nobody agrees with you.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry, mate. That's not happening. I, in good conscience, can't put the Phoenix on that list.
However, second moderator, I'm sorry. Look one up. Look one up. Green Queen.
Okay, why can't I get on my fucking... This is so stupid.
I'm looking up the Phoenix.
Listen, you ain't gotta look her up. She's... The amount of chaos she's, like, induced is, like, ridiculous. She literally caused the X-Men... Like, she literally caused the X-Men to go mad with power and kill themselves.
The Phoenix. She said the Phoenix has been out for more than 1,000 years. How is that possible? When the X-Men have not even been out for 100.
I mean, if they're talking about like the Phoenix as in the creature, I mean, honestly, that's a hero fucking hero. Like, that's just a fucking creature.
It's a thing. She's being slick. She's talking about the bird.
Oh, then no.
Oh,
She thinks
The
she's
Phoenix doesn't-
sly, but she's not.
Yeah.
Alright. You know, I'm already seeing that we're starting to ruffle some feathers, and I don't have all day. I have a fight to catch. So, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream here. We have our list. On the list so far, as our moderator has said, we have Superman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Sailor Moon, Hercules, and Link from The Legend of Zelda. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Green Queen, Chocolate, First, I'm 773 for showing up, Simply Fumbles, Fro Pearl, Verzu, But So Slow, and anybody else who I forgot. We're gonna have to have a separate debate in regards to Sun Wukong and Thor. That might just be the next episode, because that's probably one of the most outrageous things I've ever heard in my entire life. I will never remove Hercules. Fight me. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. So we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you, moderator, for showing up and hosting the debate. And I want to
Thank you
thank
for having me.
our special guest, Vindron, for showing up for the debate on short notice, might I add.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. I can hear some people yelling in the background, so I can already tell I'm going to get in the second argument about this tonight.
Uh,
Alright, goodbye everybody.